Okay, good afternoon again, everybody. So today we continue our lesson. Can you now please look at your book on page 38, listening and speaking, okay? When author met Harry, an unlikely friendship, okay? Number one. So author Con Doyle and Harry Houdini did in fact meet on several occasions and were friends for a while. Why do you think they became friends? Houdini performed a long and elaborate trick for Doyle in private. Doyle held a cine for Houdini. They fell out. Okay. And number two, 4.5. Listen to an extract from a radio program about unexpected friendships. Check your answers in exercise 1. Okay. So you listen to the type script, everyone, and then you answer this question, okay? And then check the answer with me. Okay, let's listen, everyone. Here we go. Listen.
Tape script 4.5. Unexpected friendship.
And now the second part of our serialization of unexpected friendships. Chris Blackwell reads an extract telling of the unlikely friendship of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and Harry Houdini.
They seemed an unlikely couple, the 6'1" British doctor and author and the 5'6" poorly educated American immigrant. But when Conan Doyle met Harry Houdini in 1920, they were immediately attracted to each other. Houdini had ambitions to be a writer himself and was eager to mix with the literary elite. He was also intrigued to meet a highly intelligent man who believed in the supernatural. Doyle was convinced that Houdini's amazing talents could offer proof of supernatural powers and was keen to make use of Houdini's fame and popularity to publicize spiritualism. Conan Doyle talked to Houdini about his own experiences of the supernatural, claiming to have spoken to his dead son on 6 occasions. Houdini showed great interest and was enthusiastic about the possibility of Doyle finding him a true medium, telling him,
"I am very, very anxious to have a seance with any medium with whom you could gain me an audience. I promise to go there with my mind absolutely clear and willing to believe."
But Houdini soon saw that the mediums Doyle introduced him to were simply using tricks to give the impression of communicating with spirits, the same tricks that he used in his own acts. Tactfully, he chose not to offend Doyle by exposing these mediums as fakes, saying on one occasion,
"I am afraid that I cannot say that all their work was accomplished by the spirits."
Doyle was always confused as to why Houdini needed convincing of the supernatural, and asked him,
"My dear chap, why go around the world seeking a demonstration of the occult when you are giving one all the time?"
In 1922, Doyle visited the US to give a lecture tour on life after death. He attracted huge audiences, and there was a sensation when newspaper reports of his New York lectures resulted in a number of suicides. It seemed that readers had found his accounts of the next world all too convincing, and were keen to experience it as soon as possible. Houdini decided to try and show Doyle that supernatural phenomena were not all they seemed, and arranged a private demonstration. Houdini performed an amazing trick in which a message that Doyle had written down in secret was written on a slate by a ball soaked in ink. No one was touching the ball. It seemed to be moved by an invisible hand as it wrote the words. Doyle was speechless. Houdini then told him that it had all been done by trickery, and said,
"I beg of you, Sir Arthur, do not jump to the conclusion that certain things you see are necessarily supernatural, or the work of spirits, just because you cannot explain them."
But it was a lost cause. Doyle was convinced that Houdini could only perform such amazing tricks by using psychic abilities, saying,
"It is an outrage against common sense to think otherwise."
He assumed that Houdini had to deny his psychic abilities because he would have been unable to continue as a magician if it was known that he had them. And of course, Houdini couldn't have revealed how he performed his tricks, as it is taboo for any magician to do so. He simply noted with regard to Doyle that,
I have found that the greater a brain a man has, and the better he is educated, the easier it has been to mystify him.
Doyle was determined to persuade Houdini that not all mediums were fakes, and arranged a séance in which his wife Jean would attempt to contact Houdini's dead mother. Houdini was excited about the possibility and said,
With a beating heart, I waited, hoping that I might feel once more the presence of my beloved mother.
Jean went into a trance and began to write messages to Houdini, saying that it was his mother speaking directly to him, and that she was simply moving Jean's hand to write the words. When the séance was over, Houdini wrote at the bottom of the page, which was filled with messages written in perfect English,
My sainted mother could not write English, and spoke broken English.
She had always communicated with her son in German. Houdini never thought the Doyles were trying to deceive him, but were simply deluding themselves. However, when Doyle went on to write newspaper articles about the messages that Houdini had received from his mother, it was the final straw. He went public himself about how the whole thing had been a sham, saying,
It is a pity that a man should, in his old age, do such really stupid things.
And so their unusual friendship came to an end. Houdini dedicated himself to exposing mediums as fakes, while Doyle insisted that Houdini was using his special powers to prevent the mediums performing properly. Doyle was clearly upset and wrote to Houdini,
"As long as you attack what I know to be true, I have no alternative but to attack you in return."
The two men never met again. After Houdini's death, his wife wrote to Doyle, insisting that Houdini had not actually held any ill feelings towards him. She said,
He was deeply hurt whenever any journalistic arguments arose between you, and would have been the happiest man in the world had he been able to agree with your views on spiritualism. He admired and respected you.
Doyle referred to Houdini as
"The most curious and intriguing character whom I have ever encountered."
Okay, so you finished listening, everyone. So can you now answer this question? Okay, the fourth question here. What happened in Houdini's trick? And what was Conan Doyle's reaction? And what happened in the sense? Sense means when you actually try to talk to the spirit of the dead people, you know, this is called sense. Okay. ដែលរបៀបគេអីចូលហូបចូលអីគេព្យាយាមនិយាយជាមួយព្រលឹងណាដែលយើងព្រលឹងវិញ្ញាណណាបាទដែលតាមជំនឿណាមិនហ្នឹងហៅ sense. What was Houdini's reaction? Okay, can you now try to do this, okay? Or you listen again, okay? I give you 5 minutes and then check the answer with me, okay? Okay, everyone. Now let's check this answer. So this is the answer, okay? Let's check the answer. All right. And okay. Yeah, check it. This is the answer. Okay. So now we've moved to number 3. Okay. Answer the question with CD, Conan Doyle, and H, Houdini, or B, or both. Okay. Can you now look at this? Okay. Number 1 to number 7. Is it CD? Is it H or B? Okay. Number 1. Who Number 1, wanted to spend time with other writers. Number 2, was interested in finding a true medium. Number 3, try to embrace the other person's attitude or to spiritualism. Number 4, try to convince the other that their beliefs were wrong. Number 5, thought the other was being dishonest in this argument about the supernatural. And number 6, wasn't able to be open about his work. Number 7, made public anger with the other. Okay, so please try to do this one, and then you listen and check again the TypeScript 4.5. okay, you can actually go to that TypeScript and listen again មកបងប្អូនអាចខាមកដើមតិចមកមើលស្ដាប់ TypeScript នឹងឡើងវិញបាទតោះចាប់ដើមធ្វើហើយ check ចម្លើយមើលគ្រូតោះ5នាទីទៅអូខេ Okay, so this is the answer, everyone. Let's check the answer. Number 1 H, number 2 H, number 3 H, number 4 B, number 5 CD, number 6 H, number 7 B. Okay, right, so check this answer and then we move on now. Okay, now look at number 4. Match the words in A with words with similar meanings in B. Okay, so can you now match A and B, everyone? A, you have to encounter, sham, to offend, to expose, eager, to deceive. Okay, for B you have keen, to hurt, to delude, fake, to reveal, or to make. Okay, so can you spend time around 5 minutes and do this one, please? Okay, now let's check these answers, everyone. Please check this one, okay? So, to encounter means to meet. So, you actually encounter a lot of dangers, so it means to meet, okay? And to expose means to reveal, to let somebody see, okay? Yeah. And sham means fake, not real. Eager means keen. To offend means to hurt. To deceive means to delude. Okay, to delude. Yeah, okay. So these are all the answers. Hopefully you will actually copy the answers in your textbooks too. Okay. Thank you everyone. See you later.